Hello guys, we are back with another cold episode with the seasonal Lyrilisk Tri-Brigade video. I swear this deck just works wonders for me. I don't know how, I don't know why, but this time it was 11-0. And I still haven't lost. So, you know, yeah, let's show you. 11 in a row. 11 ranks in a row, as you can see, over multiple days as well. So as you can see, on the 11th and then today as well. Facing off against some pretty cool, some pretty oppressive matchups. Things like Skill Drain Eldlich, things like the new Flunder, and etc., etc. I did change up the deck, which is why I'm bringing you this video. Most notably, I added in basically all of the Lyrilisks. As you can see, we're running triple Sapphire Swallow, triple Barrow Canary, double Celeste Wagtail, triple Turquoise Warbler, and double Cobalt Sparrow. As well as we kind of cut down on the number of Tri-Brigade monsters. So we're only playing the triple Nerval, 1 Karos, 1 Kit, and double Fractal. And the reason for this is pretty simple, but most of the time you want to see the Lyrilisk half of your deck, just because if you're playing this many Xyz, it seems to be a little bit better. But more importantly, it allows you access to Simorgh a little bit easier, as well as while they can be used as link material, it's just like easier to use them as such. So there's that. Sure, you can still do the Tri-Brigade stuff, but it's mostly Lyrilisk. And then, of course, we are playing the best hand traps of the format, that being Maxi, Ash Blossom, and Nibiru. I still think that, hands down, these are the best ones. And then, of course, Imperm to round it out. And then, yeah, some people have started to cut either the Barrier Statue or the Apex Avian, and the reason for that is because playing up against Flunder, it doesn't really make sense to go into something like the Barrier Statue, especially if you're also able to end on Ensemble Blue, which is just going to bounce the special summons anyway. However, I like to have a little bit more of the insurance. Sure, running 2 bricks instead of the 1 is a little bit but in all honesty, the times that I see them and it matters is very rare, because oftentimes you could just shuffle it away with a Fetishite, and then you'll be able to draw something very useful there. We have the one of Harpy's Feather Duster, the triple Bird Call, double Tenki, double Called By, double Droplet, and of course the double Imperm. You're probably wondering why I'm playing 42, and in all honesty, the math that has been done between the difference of like 40 versus like 43 is nigh negligible, especially if you're playing additional cards that you don't want to see. It's almost beneficial to have additional cards. I said almost, not quite. It's still better to play 40 cards in terms of like consistency, but seeing as how there are so many cards that you can see that do it, and that like get your combos started, playing the additional 2 quote-unquote tech cards, that being things like the Harpy's Feather Duster and the second Nibiru or what have you, is very nice. Sure, I could be playing something like triple Forbidden Droplet, which honestly, Forbidden Droplet is really good for a myriad of reasons, which you'll see in the replays, but yeah, all in all, there's that. I'm sure that you guys are sick of this deck, but I love it so much, and so this video is probably coming out alongside another video, but yeah, if you guys are watching this, thank you. I really like this deck, I thoroughly enjoy it, and hey, show you guys what I did. So yeah, let's hop into the replays and see how this deck performs. Alright, so this duel was rather interesting, and you'll see why in a second. So I do get to go first here, and so we're going to start off with the Fractal to try and bait out an Ash Blossom, seeing as how we already have the Bird Call. However, since it resolves, we're actually going to dump the Cobalt Sparrow and add to our hand off of the Bird Call the Turquoise Warbler. Turquoise Warbler is then going to be special summoned using its effect in order to special summon out the Cobalt Sparrow. That will search out the Nerval here, so now we have access to our Tri-Brigade line as well. We're then going to go for the Recital Starling to search out the Sapphire Swallow, which will special summon the Nerval and the Sapphire Swallow. Then we will use the Nerval effect here, while we can, to banish the 2 from the grave in order to go into Fetishite. Then we are going to exit these 2 off into another Recital Starling, and we will activate the effect in order to boost up the Fetishite, because it's funny. We're not actually going to use the Fetishite for anything, but, you know, we're going to send the Nerval off of the Recital Starling to add the Kit, and then we'll also add the Barrel Canary there. At this point, we will proceed to go for the Utopic Draco Future, because it is a very, very good card. At this point, we are going to go for the Fetishite in order to special summon the Recital Starling and go for Bird Call. We're going to then go into Simorgh, and the Fetishite will shuffle back the Nibiru, and we add a Called By. I figured, hey, if we already have a board that's pretty good, having Called By is a little bit better, which is a massively advantageous decision, as you will see. So we're going to go for the kit here, and we will banish another 2 to go for the Ancient Warrior's Oath, and then we will use the Barrel Canary to go into the Ensemble Robin, which will then have 4 materials because it will attach due to the recital, or not the recital, due to the Sapphire Swallow's effect. When it's used as Xe material, you can attach another one from Grave, so we're going to attach the Turquoise Warbler, and then the Celeste Wagtail can attach itself as well. So we now have a 4 material Ensemble. We have the Simorgh, we have the Ancient Warrior's Oath, we have Kit, as well as Utopic Draco, Called By, and Droplet. This seems like a pretty unbeatable board. There is very little that could beat this, besides like a Dark Ruler No More, or something along those lines. Out comes the Eldlich, and guess what? We're just going to immediately deal with the Eldlich with a Called By. Seems pretty good for me. They're going to go and set the Hakero, and we're just going to banish the Eldlich, and down comes Zombie World, and at this point, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just like, okay, Ancient Warrior's Oath, send away the kit because there's not going to be anything face up on my field. So yeah, we're going to bounce the Zombie World. I don't know what I'm doing. For some reason, I thought that it could return. I really don't know. That was just a mistake. Anyway, we're going to add the Fractal here. And Raigeki. I'm so glad that Raigeki's back at 2. It's such an advantageous thing for going second decks and not absolutely broken in best of ones where you cannot prepare to play around your entire board being wiped. Thanks, Konami. Anyway, we're going to add back the Barrel Canary so that we can potentially summon something else. They're going to go for the Branded Fusion, which I'm like, okay, sure. Out comes the Albion. Okay, sure. I'm going to swiftly negate and steal it, which is very useful, as you will see. They're going to try and activate the second effect of the Eldlich monster for... I don't know why, but okay, now they don't have Hakero, instead they have the Scarlet Sanguine, sure, whatever. Anyway, tanky effect. They're gonna go for the Skill Drain as well as the Eldlixir of Scarlet Sanguine. Tanky doesn't do anything. Whoops, I forgot that I had already used both of my Fractals. Those are the only targets, so there's that. We're gonna go for the Bird Call here in order to add up, I don't know, Sapphire Swallow. There isn't really a good option here, but might as well use it. We're gonna go for the Barrel Canary to add the Sapphire Swallow to the field, and then we're going to go for the Ensemble. The reason that we are doing this is just to get another 3,000 body on our side of the field in Zeus. So if they ever deal with the skill drain or something like that, or more importantly, if we ever just need another 3,000 attack point monster, because, you know, it deals with Eldlich, we can have it. So that's basically it. That's all we're doing here. So we're going to attack in... I could have potentially gone and, like, activated the Fractal effect, banishing 4, and then sent it away with the Droplet to have another 3k body on our field. I decided not to do that because I really didn't think that it was worth it. It maybe puts them on a little bit more of a clock, but having the Forbidden Droplets for attack modulation is just advantageous for us. So we're going to go for they're going to go for the Eldlich here, and they are going to then special summon out Baylor Drock because, you know, it has more attack. It makes sense. So they're going to go and attack, and at this point we are going to go for the Droplet. And turns out keeping that Droplet was an advantageous thing. I keep saying advantageous. It was really good. Yeah, turns out that was the correct play. So they're going to go and add themselves a Elixir as well. We draw Ash Blossom, which is very funny. They're going to go for their Baylor Drock. We're just going to attack in, and at this point, they realize that the game is over and scoop it up. Even if they had activated that Scarlet Sanguine, we would have just negated it with the Ash, and even if they had summoned something off of it, if they summon like an Eldlich, which is the only thing that they could summon there, we just walk over it and then walk in and deal well over lethal. So, cool, good game. Alright, so here we are with another rather interesting hand. Reason being, we drew the Turquoise Warbler, which is really good, but we only drew Barrel Canary, which doesn't actually do anything for us here. So we're going to go for the Recital Starling. We are going to send away the Turquoise Warbler, and we are going to add the Nerval, since we haven't normal summoned. We're then going to normal summon the Nerval and go into the Ferejit, which will then use the Nerval to add the kit. We're then going to special summon out the kit, and we're going to activate the effect in order to go for 1, 2, 3, 4. Why are we going 4? Well, because guess what? Your boy Shureg is a winged beast. So, of course, we are going to go into the Simorgh with these 2. We're then going to activate our cards in sequence. I end up drawing into the Barrier Statue, which is really sad, but okay, not a lot that I can do about that. And then we're just going to special summon out the Barrier Statue. There's not really a whole lot more that I could do because I did have to use up my normal summon, and we didn't really see any of the Lyralisks. I was hoping to draw something better off of the Fairy sheet, but turns out, nope, and so we're just going to keep the 2 maxis. Yeah, Barrier Statue under Simorgh with Droplet is normally pretty good. My opponent is going to go for Pot of Prosperity for 1, 2, 3, and, Evenly Matched is scary. So they're going to go to battle phase, they're going to drop the even match, I'm going to get rid of everything except for the barrier, or except for the Simorgh. And then at this point, I see the Umi come down and I go, oh, I don't know what this deck does, but they might be able to freely special summon something here now that they have Umi on the field, so I drop the Max C. Not entirely sure if they play cards like that, but alas. They're then going to special summon out Giga Gagegyo, because reasons, and normal summon the worst card that has ever been printed, Ocean Dragon Lord. Why? Anyway, it's not gonna matter. It's really annoying though. But we are going to attack it in with the Simorgh, and they decide to banish their water monster. So now we can freely play, and we can actually play the game. Yeah. So we're going to add up the Fractal off of the Tenki, then we are going to dump a Nerval here, and we're going to go for the Nerval effect to add the Karos. We're then going to normal summon the Fractal here, and I read what Doomkraken does, and I'm like, oh, I thought it was going to bounce my monster. No, turns out it destroys my monster, bounces this monster to hand, but it does special summon itself. So I'm going to drop the Maxi here, and hope and pray that we draw into a Beast Warrior or Winged Beast. As long as we draw into one of those, we should be fine. And we draw into one of those. Fantastic. We're going to go for the Karos. So we get to go for Karos. We're going to banish all 4, and then we are going to go for the Tri-Brigade Shurei. At this point, my opponent goes for there can be only 1, and I was like, oh, no, that should be fine. Like, we're playing Tri-Brigade. And then I realized, oh, crap. We're actually playing all, like, winged beasts. Uh-oh. So this makes things interesting, but it does allow us to get rid of the Battle Ocean. Also, because for some reason... Shurei can activate at that point because it was sent to the graveyard. We're able to search out a card there. My opponent realizing that they had no other access to Umi, and I could literally just walk over them with a continued barrage of a 2400 attack point monster, they scoop it up. Alright, so how do we do going second against Brandon? Well, turns out we drew Maxi as well as an Imperm, which is very nice. So my opponent is going to just immediately start with Branded Fusion, to the which I will activate my Maximum Cockroach, because of course. And it doesn't matter because of course they have the Called By. Everyone has Called By, it's just a guarantee, you know? Anyway, out comes the Lubellion, but guess what? We have Imperm, so we can immediately stop the Fusion Summon. They're going to also pitch the Branded Opening, which is great for me. That means they're not really going to have much as a follow-up. They're going to go for the Illubibuber of Goober and Doober, and search out the Branded in red. They're going to set 1 card. Oh, gee, I wonder what that could be. And we have quite a hand as well. We draw the Ash Blossom, a little bit late, but it's fine. We're going to go for the... Cobalt Sparrow here, and then we are going to special summon out the Turquoise Warbler to special summon out the Cobalt, which will then be negated. Sad day, not much that I can do about that. We're going to go for the Assembled Nightingale, and the reason for this is because I can go Zeus here and threaten out the Branded in red, which we can then just wipe away their field. And if they choose to go for the Guardian Chimera here, we can protect with the Assembled Nightingale, and then still make Zeus and wipe the field. So... pretty good. So yeah, we're just going to attack in for a little bit of damage, and then we are going to go straight into Zeus. The reason I go straight Zeus here is because if I were to have gone Downerd, they can easily flip up their Branded in red, go into Guardian Chimera, pop the Downerd, and I can't really do anything about that. I only need the 1 activation of Zeus, so might as well activate it here immediately. So that's what I do. I activate the Zeus. They are going to go for the Fusion Summon of their... or they're going to go and activate their Branded in red, which will then immediately go into Guardian Chimera, and I don't think they realize how this works because goodbye Guardian Chimera. They're then going to go for their Tragedy as Chainlink 2, meaning I can Ash it, as well as their Dramaturg. I don't know why they didn't do this in the other order, but I guess they were just like, oh, he doesn't have Ash, it's fine. I drew Ash for turn. Suffer. So out comes the Dramaturg, and I activate the Tenki, go for the Fractal. Fractal effect is going to send the Nerval. Nerval is then going to add to our hand a Kit, and then we are going to normal summon the Kit. At this point, the game is basically over because we can immediately go into the Link 3 Simorgh, which is untargetable. So even if they were to try and activate the effect of their Dramaturg, it's not going to do anything. So yeah, there you go. Alright, so here we are once again going first. However... my opponent allowed me to go first, except they chose to go second, basically. So I'm pretty certain that this is Numeron or something along those lines. And my hand is absolutely terrible. I could normal summon a Barrel Canary and then go Sapphire Swallow to summon out the second Barrel Canary and then potentially link off those into like a Samorg, or I could go into like a Recital Starling and potentially do something from there. But I'm like, I'm just gonna set 2 pass. Like, what are they gonna do? Kill me? Oh no. Out comes the Lightning Storm and the pass of the turn. Okay, turns out they don't have anything. That's fine. I'm going to set this Droplet because, I don't know, I can't really do anything. Again, not really the greatest of hands. And I know that they are playing something that is going to kill me, going second. Okay, out comes the Sapphire Swallow. My opponent goes Max E. I go to Battle Phase. And pass. I hear you saying, why did you do this? You've given them a thing. They can now kill you. It's fine. We have Droplet. We're fine. We're totally fine. It's totally okay. They'd have to have another Lightning Storm or a Harpy's Feather Duster. What is the likelihood of that? Okay, I can kill them now. So, oh, that's a perfect draw. So we're going to go for the Fractal here, and we're going to send the Cobalt Sparrow to the graveyard, and at this point, we will go for the Barrel Canary. The reason that I do this way is because I was kind of baiting something. I was hoping that they would have, like, anything in response to this. No, they just let it go. I was thinking like Maxi or something. Doesn't matter. We're going to go and search out the Nerval as follow-up for the inevitable turn 8 and turn 9. We're going to go for the Recital Starling here in order to search out the Wagtail. Then we are going to special summon the Sapphire Swallow as well as the Celeste Wagtail. And then we are going to go into a Recital Starling. The Recital Starling effect is going to activate because it's funny. And we are going to boost the Barrel Canary. We're going to search out the Turquoise Warbler. And then we will Exe into the Utopic Future as well as into the Utopic Draco Future. So at this point we are protected from something like Nibiru. And then we can go for the Bird Call. Bird Call will then special summon out the Turquoise Warbler. Turquoise Warbler effect will special summon out the Sapphire Swallow. Now, I could have done this slightly better, because I could have had the normal summon of Cobalt Sparrow, since I haven't normal summoned this turn. So I could have done that, and then had the Assembled Nightingale also be protected from targeting. But it doesn't really matter, because we are going to have a 5 material Assembled Nightingale, which, with the Assembled Nightingale gaining 5 attacks, at it being at 1200, that is 6,000 damage from this card alone, and then the additional 3,000, that is OTK. My opponent realizes this and scoops it up. Good game. So I know I've covered this deck a lot, but in all honesty, I just really enjoy this deck, and I kind of want to just share these duels with you, kind of show you, hey, this is what's working for me, this is what I'm climbing with, and hopefully you guys can understand. Yeah. In all honesty, I know that this deck isn't for everyone. It is a little bit more difficult to learn and to master, more particularly. I've played this deck for quite some time. I started playing it at the beginning of Master Duel. I played it and like started learning combos prior to Master Duel even coming out. So I've been playing it for quite some time. I've basically used this to rank up more or less every season, and it's worked wonders for me, and I really enjoy it, and I just want to share this with you guys, because there aren't a lot of people that are currently playing Tri-Brigade, it feels like, and more specifically Tri-Brigade Lyrilisk, which I find to be, while not the most fun to play against, I definitely understand that, it's one of the most fun to play. It's so very fun to just like do the various lines and you know where you can and can't go, and it's something where like it's linear enough to where, oh, if you make Samorg, you can do this and then you can end on this. It's pretty easy, but you can also add a whole lot more with a little bit more knowledge, and it's not too taxing on the brain. It's not something like Dragon Link where you have to understand every intricate detail of all of the decks and how they lock you in specific ways and like all of that stuff. It's pretty simple in terms of what you can and can't use, which I like. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you didn't, that's fine. Leave a dislike. That's I don't care. This is just for me. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and remember to always stay frosty. Bye-bye. Shout out to the Frost Guard, my members. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I hope you enjoy the content.